Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I've got over 200 self-published books, Christian books on Amazon for 99 cents. If you want to check them out under Matthew Robert Payne. Um, I also have 5,500 or more videos here on YouTube. If you choose to subscribe, that would be good. I'm building a playlist called End Times Playlist, but I'm talking about things about the end times and preparing yourself for the rapture and preparing yourself to be accepted in heaven. And this is going to go on that playlist. What if the universal basic income is a precursor to the mark of the beast? I've been hearing the term universal basic income, and they've been floating the fact that it's going to come into effect, or they feel that it'll come into effect when AI basically takes over 50% or 70% of the workforce. The governments of the world will provide an income source for people to be able to get an income just to live when they haven't got jobs. And that'll be very expensive. And uh, you can imagine the United States trying to live on a 70% unemployment population. That would be very hard. So, what would come in handy for nations that were going to provide that universal basic income would somehow be able to cull the population. And that would be very handy if they brought in a new monetary system that you have to get this mark of the beast to subscribe to it. You have to be signed up, and if you don't take the mark of the beast, well, we're just going to guillotine you. We're just going to kill you and wipe you out. So I only heard in the last 3 months my assignment from the Lord has switched, and the Lord has had me starting. Don't mind me if I itch myself or whatever. I get particularly itchy when I turn on my camera, so you'll have to put up with my unprofessional videos. The Lord switched out my assignment in the last couple of months. As I said, I've written 200 books, and not many of them. There's only three of them that speak about end times. And in the last couple of months, God has switched my assignment to start doing videos on this. And interesting enough, I heard Andrew Tate talking about how AI and robotics are going to take over the world, and so many of the world's population are going to be without jobs. And he tended to say that the elite, or what he calls the matrix, will just wipe people out. They'll start exterminating people. And he said useless fodder, they're useless. And Elon Musk doesn't seem to say. I've got a few doubts. I've heard some bad things about Elon Musk in the last 24 hours, so I can't really trust what he's saying. He tended to think that not only, or he said, not only will people get paid for not doing anything, but they have to find a purpose in life. And I haven't worked for 20 years, and I've found a purpose. I've got a purpose in life, producing videos and producing books, so I'm always busy. But it seems that we're headed towards this juncture really quickly, that jobs are going to start to be wiped out, and there's going to be a lot of people unemployed, and they're going to have to live somehow in civilized society, and it could very well be that the governments will say you can only go on this universal income if you take this mark of the beast. When the Bible says you'll never be able to buy or sell or feed yourself unless you take the mark, there's going to be a lot of people, especially Christians, who know about that verse, but there'll be a great delusion. There's already delusions getting preached. I think I heard a few over the last 24 hours. These near-death experiences could really be the truth, or they could be delusions. And so I can see people being led astray. Not everyone can talk to Jesus like me. Not everyone can hear from God or hear from angels or hear from cloud of witnesses out of heaven like I can. So a lot of people would be available to be deceived and taught by ministers or whatever. So I estimate that this mark of the beast probably is about 10 years away from the way AI is progressing. And if it's going to come in 3.5 years into the tribulation, then the rapture will be soon, though I've got a playlist with 50 videos on it, which are informative, that I've done over the last 2 months, called an End Times playlist. And in that playlist, you'll find that I believe only 2 to 5% of Christians will go home in a rapture. So there's a lot of things you need to do to qualify for a rapture. So as a Christian, at least. So post your comment in the comments. Do you think that this universal income is going to be a precursor and you'll have to qualify by taking the mark of the beast? What do you think? What have many of you done research into AI? Are you watching YouTube and seeing the projections of how AI is going to take over and what's happening? Are many keeping up to date, or are you just going to church and listening to your normal news shows and podcasts and not really paying attention to what's really happening in the world? I hope you can comment. I'd love to hear your feedback, either good or bad. If you think I'm crazy, you think I'm deluded, just tell me that, and I'd be happy to comment on what you have to say. Thanks.